You're good to go.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having me. My name is Jonathan. I am with Yooz. I've actually been with Yooz for quite a little while, 6 years. We've grown quite a bit in that 6 years, and with over 7,000 clients globally now in over 45 plus countries. And so I've helped countless of um, clients and organizations actually grow and go from a manual to a into a more automated process. So excited to kind of share that piece with you. I know it's a brief 15 minutes, so let's get rocking and rolling. Let's have a little fun. So what we'll see here is kind of what we've kind of learned and what I've seen from a lot of our clients. Why AP is under pressure, right? And it's kind of at the top. We'll kind of start with that, right? The growing transactions, higher expectations, right, and really no visibility. And so that kind of leads to impacts the cash flow. It also delays and risk from the manual process. At the bottom is how Use operates, that lean financial operation that connects that speed, visibility, and control together. It's kind of helped speed that all up from there. And so we've also learned when AP struggled, the whole business kind of struggles too as well, which is never a good thing. And so what we'll see here, without predictability, we'll see to the left are operational challenges. And so these are just some things that we've seen and we've heard from our clients, payment timing, outstanding liabilities, limited visibility, those delayed approvals and manual follow-ups, unless you have a Excel template to kind of go through things, duplicate payments, missed invoices, missing those early pay discounts as well. And how does that impact the business? Right? So inaccurate cash forecasting, slowing down the close process, which nobody likes a slow close, right? Strained vendor relationships, and your financial team, stuck chasing information. Where is this at? Where is that at from there? And so let's be more reactive with this, right? So when we talk about being reactive, AP to controlled financial operations, that is meaning, right? So the reactive side, that manual invoice routing, kind of some things I just talked about, limited visibility errors. And then when you control that by Use, now it's getting more, you're getting that visibility, real-time visibility that you deserve for your organization, automating more of approvals, right? And being everything's more faster, more accurate. Seen a lot of people take advantage of early pay discounts that maybe they struggle to take advantage of beforehand from there. And so, how does Use operate? So, to the far left, if you use purchase orders, great. If not, we can also work with you without the purchase orders. So, say you had a purchase order, we can actually have it come from your ERP into Use, or we can have it um, done inside of Use and created inside of Use from there. Once it's done, it can have its own workflow approval. Now, the next piece next to capture is next to purchase is capture. So when it comes in, how are we taking that in? We can have it automatically come in from an accounting email box. You can forward it over, scan it. We have a mobile app. You can take a picture on your cell phone or tablet and bring that straight into Use too as well, and a bunch of other ways we can take it. The great thing about Use is our AI reads any type of file. So it can be a JPEG, PDF, Word document, Excel. We'll read it. And we'll read it in about 30 to 40 seconds, which is pretty crazy. And so once it reads it, it's going to match to any POs if we're using POs. If not, then it's going to go either on an approval workflow if you have one. We can have one person, two people, 9 people approve one invoice if you like. Once it's done, we'll send it straight over to the ERP from there with our payment process and Use. Once that invoice is paid, or sorry, once it is ready to be paid, it's over in the ERP and it's also in Use. Once it is paid inside of Use, we'll update that payment remittance data inside of the ERP from there. Right above workflow, we'll see kind of the straight through process, that no touch. So what does that mean? When you're starting to see invoices consistently day after day, um, we can actually automate that process. So when it comes in, and maybe it always goes to this person, we can have it sent over directly to approval or maybe straight over to your ERP from there. And so, kind of talk about the how the workflow and how the connection works with Dynamics 365. And so, with our AI and that machine learning, there's a lot that we can do. We're pulling over your dimensions, chart of accounts, those POs, and we're also talking back and forth with Microsoft Dynamics from there. And so inside of Use, we'd have that kind of what I talked about at the top, automated that workflow, approval workflow over to payments and have that invoice paid and talked to inside of Microsoft Dynamics from there. So let's jump into the product demo from there, and let's take a look at Yooz. And so from here, we'll see Yooz. And so Yooz is built off of Microsoft Azure, super secure in that way. You can use Yooz anywhere. It's a little corny, but we have a mobile app. You can also use Yooz on your cell phone and tablet too as well. So let's log in and let's take a look. You will not see this screen. I'm associated with all my colleagues, and so that is why this screen shows up. So, all right. So with Yooz, just going to kind of go over some things that makes us really unique. And so with Yooz, we can take those invoices a bunch of different ways. Now imagine if you're clicking on a link and you have to go into a portal, download the invoice, grab it. Now have Yooz do that automatically with Fetch My Invoices. It's all encrypted. It'll automatically grab it, bring it into Yooz. So all you would have to do is tell it when to go bring it. Once a week, every day, once a month, twice a month, whatever the case is. And we can set that frequency up for you and bring it in from there. And so let's jump into my task. So now imagine it coming into Yooz. And so it read in 30, 45 seconds and it populated. So right here in the middle is my queue to review everything, right? My to-do list, everything to review or approve from there. I will point out that we can create that purchase request here at the top. And here's some more visibility, right? Live visibility inside of Yooz, what's late, what's been completed, ready to go automatically to the next person. Blocked queues, we have everything on hold, right? So maybe you're talking with the vendor. With Yooz, we have a chat feature. I'll show that in just a second as well. And so we also have in progress. We can click and see visibly where is everything in the organization. Paige has some things, Aaron, Annie, etc., all the way down. And so let's click on the top one. And we'll just jump on in and take a look at this invoice. So with Yooz, we have what's called Yooz Protect. So the AI will actually read the invoice as we see here and populate it to our header fields to the left over here. So when I click on this document date to the far right, it picks up that invoice date. If I use my tab key, tab on through it, it jumps up to my invoice date, my due date, etc. I want to point out that Yooz Protect is also letting you know, hey, here's a duplicate document. It's also letting you know any anomalies too as well. It's like, hey, this invoice is a little higher than normal. And then also our Yooz Protect also has fraud protection. AI leading in the AP industry today. And so what we'll see here is that the system is saying, hey, a bank account was detected on the invoice, but there's no bank account for this particular third party's data. So the information in the back. So we can actually view the document. We'll do it really quick. Pull it on up. We'll scroll on down. And so right here, we'll see that something is off already. We'll scroll down. Our invoice numbers match up over here. But then our invoice dates, those are different. And then the invoice that's in the back of the system is $600. The invoice that just came in is $3,600. So the system wants you to know, like, hey, this is a little bit off. Let's take a look at it. You know, let's kind of bring it to your attention. We also have a new box here at the top called fraud detection. So when I click on this, the AI will actually read that document off to the right and highlight what's going on, and off to the left tell you, hey, this is what's being picked up. This banking data has been modified over here. So inside of Yooz, we can quickly just chat with that particular vendor and say, hey, what's going on? It also has autocorrect for any time I misspelled a word. So that's always great to see. And so from there, we can always chat with the vendor. Everything inside of Yooz has an audit trail, when it came in, time and date. If you do not want your vendors to have access to Yooz, because we have unlimited users, you can always email the vendor here at the top. There's the attachment at the bottom, message and subject here. And so what we'll do is we'll just block this item. We'll wait to hear back from the vendor. We'll just say other, and we can type in fraud. And then we'll just kind of click and go to the next one from there. And so with that, another invoice comes in. It memorizes your coding from last time. So all you're doing is just reviewing it. The great thing about that Dynamics connection is that all your chart of accounts, everything else is in the back of the system, which we can quickly make an adjustment if we need to. Come up to the top, hit submit, and just push it on out really quickly from there. And so we can also take pictures of receipts and do expenses inside of Yooz as well. And so just to kind of speed things up, I'm gonna kind of skip through this just a little bit. I'm gonna skip through, well, oh, here's another one. If you use statements, now imagine reconciling that statement in about 35, 40 seconds. So, and line by line is what we do here at Yooz too as well. So it tells us where the invoice is, where the invoice number, what type of invoice it is, what's on the statement, what's on the document, if it matched. And then if it's been paid or not. We can quickly see if what invoices didn't match right here by just clicking matching from there. We can always email the vendor from there too as well. And the last one I do want to point out too on that line level is going to be our PO matching from there. That is also line level too as well. So it's telling you line by line where things are at. If there's a discrepancy, our little box over here to the left shows up. We can click it. It takes us right to our line. Our AI agent's going to tell us like, hey, this might need to be adjusted or not. This is up to you and how you do it today in your organization. And so if we're going to make a payment, let's close out of this. Let's go to page the payer, creative name. I know I did not come up with it, but it is creative. And so we click on it. And so when we jump in, here's everything ready to approve. If you're making a payment inside of Yooz, super simple, super easy. We have the My Payments tab here at the top. We'll click it. Everything here at the top, let's close this. Everything at the top is pending for payment. Everything to the left is what's in progress, right? And then everything to the right has been completed. We can sort this out by vendor, due date, you kind of name it. We can sort that off over to the left, saved for you, and it's already right there, and you can quickly see what is going on and what needs to be paid. If you want to make the payment to 5 of these, because it's already been approved, we just select it, hit pay, select yes. Now that easy, it's been sent out. When we send out the payment, we also send out the payment remittance too as well. So I do want to show that piece. So now if you're manually doing this today, Yooz can do it for you instantaneously as well. Here's your invoice numbers, your balances that were due, amount paid, any comments too as well. With Yooz, I talk about visibility. At the top here, we're going to click on our dashboard. But now here's a quick dashboard to see what's in progress, what's late for payment, what's still outstanding from there. And then here at the search, at the top, we can search for anything within just a type of a word, or we can have our save searches here. We can click, jump into those save searches. We can see now who has what. Aaron has a few things. Amelia has a things. These are late. Our system can automatically notify them, remind them, and also we can escalate these two as well. And so with Yooz, you have dedicated support, a dedicated implementation specialist, a dedicated account representative as well, and also a live chat here at the bottom of the screen, which is nice. And so from there, I just want to thank Amy and thank everyone for having me. Really appreciate the time, and have a good one.
Thank you so much, Jonathan.